Okay, well, thank you very much. Kumusta kayo po, mga kababayan ko po dyan sa Pilipinas? Mga kababayan ko po and mga friends ko, Malaysian friends po dito sa Malaysia. And of course, sa mga kababayan ko, overseas Filipino workers sa iba-ibang parte sa mundo. Kumusta kayo and welcome po dito po sa programa natin Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat and I hope everything is running smoothly dahil po today is Sunday, June 29 na po. So tomorrow is the last day of June and of course the following day, that will be Tuesday, will be the first day of July. Mabilis ang panahon, no? Malapit na naman tayo sa sa bagong taon. Sa bagong taon. Let's welcome again very soon ang sabihin natin na 2026. But anyway, before going to 2026, malungkot tayo ngayon po dahil may mga balita tayo dito. Malungkot and some are happy with what is happening to our former leader dyan po sa nasyon ng Pilipinas. But others are feeling very bad about the news that I'm going to touch ngayon dito po sa programa natin. And at the same time, malungkot tayo, but of course, we are also happy. I'm also happy because today is, we are celebrating the birthday of my son, si Marco Fabian, who is now in Kuala Lumpur. He is one of the lecturer dyan po sa university. One of the university in Kuala Lumpur. So happy birthday to Marco and all the best whole year round to you, Marco, and do your best. You're still young and there are still many more things that you're going to try to overcome, of which you are going to overcome, and many things to look forward for a better future po to Marco. Coming from your dad and of course your mother, si Mary Lou Pinto, and of course your sisters, si Saint Fabian, si Nikki Fabian, and si Shane Fabian, and of course sila Jeb Fabian, Jetty Fabian, and lahat ang pamilya natin po. Mark, lahat ang pamilya natin, we love you and we are proud of you and enjoy your day today. Kaninang umaga narinig ko na nag-attend siya ng run. Run dyan po sa Kuala Lumpur together with the mother and mga sisters niya. Happy birthday to you. And also coming from your niece, si Rhea. Si Rhea. How many months? Well, 3 months. Slightly over 3 months. Alright. So, at the same time po, malungkot din tayo ngayon dahil one of my good friend dito po sa Kota Kinabalu passed away yesterday. I am referring to Jimmy Tan. He has been my friend for quite a long time and minutes after I visited him, my second visit to Jimmy dyan po sa Queen Elizabeth Hospital yesterday, just minutes when I left the hospital, she took his last breath. He took his last breath. Masakit man, but that is a part of our life. Death is part of our life. So whether we like it or not, we have to accept a departure, although masakit yun po. But we have to accept departure of our loved ones, or even tayo po, ako mismo po. There will come a time wherein I have to depart from my loved ones, my relatives, my friends, and that is death. And that is death. Painful, but at the same time, kaya karamihan natin po, or if not all of us, is thinking that there is a sweet life after death. After death. So to Jimmy, my dear friend, I would like to say, rest in peace. To the relatives, to the wife of Jimmy, si Cynthia Arumal, I also would like to say, I know how it feels ngayon po, no? Si Cynthia, but be strong. That's part of life. Be strong, part of life. Nandito lang kami po, behind you, and we will give you the most necessary support that you need now, especially that you're mourning over the death of your husband, si Jimmy. And of course, I would like to say, be strong to the children of Jimmy. To the children of Jimmy. At the same time, I'm also celebrating, or we are also celebrating, ang Fabian at saka ang Pinto family, the 3rd death anniversary of my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law. So, may she rest in peace. Continue to rest in peace. We love you, and although you are no longer with us, but deep in our minds and of course in our hearts, you are well kept, no? Sa isip namin, sa puso namin, Nay. So, continue to enjoy being together with our Creator or with God. Okay, malungkot pa rin ako po, no? Especially in this program, to share with you something that I never expected. And I suppose some of you or many of you already heard about the bad news, no? About the bad news of what is happening to our former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, particularly the family of Tatay Digong, which is he's fondly called by many Filipinos po, si Tatay Digong. PRRD also, no? Once you say PRRD, it means si Tatay Digong or si former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. May news tayo dito po kahapon, no? Kagabi ito po, it was officially announced by the wife of Tatay Digong about ang properties nila po. We know what the Tatay Digong and the family, and the children are facing now is not that easy, no? It's not that easy po. Dahil si Tatay Digong is now under the custody of the International Criminal Court and facing some charges po. And reading of his charges will be or scheduled on September 23rd. And of course, his lawyers is now fighting for a temporary release or a temporary freedom, or we call it interim release of Tatay Digong dyan po sa kustodiya ng International Criminal Court. And no decision yet whether his bid for interim release will be approved by the International Criminal Court. But soon, if not too soon po, I think we are going to know whether ang bid niya for interim release will be granted or not, no? Kung sa Pilipinas yan po, bail yun po, no? Parang bail yun po, no? Temporary release. What we want, what the Filipinos want is that instead of while waiting for the reading of his charges, no? Diyan po sa ICC, scheduled of September 3. Sana lang po, we are hoping that the court or ICC will grant him a temporary release. In other words, he will be out from the detention center, but still under the custody of ICC. Pero may bahay siya po, no? May bahay siya. Totally different ang situation if you are doon po sa loob ng detention center at saka parang house arrest ka po, no? House arrest. Maganda yon po sa if it will be approved, then maganda yon para sa pangalan ng ICC, and beneficial also po to the individual concerned or si Tatay Digong po, kasi he will feel a different environment, no? Kung nasa bahay ka lang po instead sa detention center. May mga mental impact yun po kung sa nasa this detention center ka, or nasa bahay ka lang or house arrest ka. I'm sorry, that's an apology. So today I will be discussing, hindi tayo magtanggal dito sa programa natin ngayon po dahil I have to go to the funeral parlor again po and meet and be together with my friend si Jimmy Tan, no? Okay. Now, mayroon mga criticism, both positive and negative po, no? So, I will be touching on these things and kayo nang bahala po if you want to share with how you feel itong issue ngayon about the house of Tatay Digong, the house of the Dutertes dyan po sa Davao, which is now, when he became the president in 2016 hanggang when he became the president in 2016 hanggang 2022 po, ang bahay niya po dyan sa Davao nagiging parang tourist attraction. And in fact, no less than the Prime Minister, the late Prime Minister of Japan, also visited Tatay Digong po dyan sa bahay niya. It's an old house, very simple house. And ang mga memories nandyan po. And of course, it is now a tourist attraction po. No? But unfortunately, si Madam Hanilet Vencenia last night, officially announced that they are selling the house of Tatay Digong. Medyo malungkot yun po because once we talk about the president, wala pa ako narinig yata po ang for no valid reason, for no controversial reason po, na ang presidente o former president ng Pilipinas is selling his own house. Selling his own house. So, but anyway, that is what is happening. It was officially announced by Madam Hanilet. And of course, supported by the siblings. That is, when we talk about siblings, si Inday Sara Duterte, ang vice president natin, ang congressman-elect, si Congressman Polo Duterte, even ang mayor or vice mayor ngayon ng Davao City, si Baste Duterte, and also ang kapatid nila, very young lady, si Kitty or Veronica, also confirmed that they are selling the house ng tatay nila po. For reasons later on, I'm going to touch. Malungkot po. I'm not happy with this thing. But it shows something. It shows something po. It shows something. For others, it is something na dapat lang magawa yon or dapat lang. For others na nasasayang sila and they're willing to help whatever financial problems Tatay Digong or the Dutertes are facing at the moment. Later on po, I'm going to give my some of my personal opinion regarding this thing. But before giving my personal opinion, let me read you the story published po dyan sa Pilipinas sa mga mainstream media natin po, sa print media, sa television, and sa radio. Nandito po, ang title or heading of this news article is FPRRD House in Davao City for Sale. Shocking po. It is very shocking. Nandito po ang detalles ng news na ito po. Former President Duterte's house in Davao City is for sale. The house of former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte in Davao City is for sale. His common law wife, Hanilet Vencenia, and daughter Veronica revealed this development on Saturday night, June 28. Ibig sabihin, last night yan po. Vencenia told DZRH radio station in an interview that the house has been unused and vacant for some time already. She feels emotional when entering their home alone. Nobody among the Dutertes are living there at present. Masakit sa dibdib ko every time I go inside. Ako na lang ang pumupasok diyan. May 4 na katulong pero walang amo. We abandoned it after what happened, she said in a text message to DZRH. Alright? Sa Tagalog yun, I'm going to translate sa English. It means that I am heartbroken every time I enter. We have 4 helpers, but no employer. We abandoned it after what happened. What happened that? Later on, I will tell you. Former President Duterte is detained at The Hague in the Netherlands by the International Criminal Court for alleged crimes against humanity. Abenseña also cited security concern from the lawyers who instructed them to install surveillance equipment inside. Surveillance equipment, it means mga camera po. Equipment inside. An order that made her uncomfortable. I cannot sleep there anymore because the lawyers asked us to install CCTV even inside the bedroom, she said. Veronica, in a Facebook post, said, "For sale Duterte family house," followed by a house and 3 crying emojis. No potential buyers and the asking price have been disclosed. Other members of the Duterte family, like Representative Paulo, Mayor Sebastian, and Vice President Sara Duterte, have yet to issue a statement about this. So, anytime soon, we will also hear ang statement, ang reaksyon ni Vice President, Vice President Sara, Congressman Paulo, and Vice Mayor Baste, no, regarding itong issue. But it was already confirmed po, no, and in some media, no, reports na they are aware, they confirm that they are aware ang decision ni Madam Hanilet about selling ang bahay nila po, which si Madam Hanilet and si Tatay Digong stayed there for how many decades already po. Nandyan ang memories nila po. Nandyan din ang pride ng Filipino po, whether we like it or not. You see, when he became the president, si Tatay Digong, ang dami po ang mga tao. In fact, everyday makikita natin po, no? Dyan po sa bahay ni Tatay Digong, dyan po sa Davao, even until now, you can see both domestic and foreign tourists are visiting that place po. And now it is up for sale. Kung magkano, we don't know. Kung magkano, we don't know. It could be what? Because it's the owner is the house, is the former president. It's a simple house. Very simple house po. Hindi yun mansion. Hindi yun mansion po. No? Very simple house. In fact, if you compare ang bahay ni Tatay Digong, if you are going to compare the present house of Tatay Digong compared to the house of other top officials, like top officials of the House of Representatives, or even congressmen, or even mayors, or former congressmen, former mayors, former governors, or incumbent governors, mas malaki pa ang bahay nila po kaysa kay Tatay Digong. And when they started with nothing. When they joined politics, bigla na lang po na they managed to build this kind of multi-million residence, no? Residence nila po. But si Tatay Digong, very simple man. Hanggang ngayon po, maskin pupunta tayo sa Maynila, wala siyang bahay sa Maynila. Isang bahay lang ni Tatay Digong, dyan lang po sa Davao. So, mga comments sa social media, sa Facebook ko, when I was scanning, I saw karamihan ng mga Filipinos po are saying na bakit daw? Ano nangyari? Ano nangyari? Why they are selling it? And they're willing to chip in, they're willing to help kung kailangan po. And if you remember, earlier, when the first visit of Inday Sara Duterte sa tatay niya po, dyan sa The Hague or sa Netherlands, she already mentioned na if there is a need for the Dutertes, immediate family members, to sell their properties to make sure that they will be able to help ang tatay nila, si Tatay Digong po, they will not hesitate. They will not hesitate. So, obvious, may financial problem si Tatay Digong. Because even to hire lawyers to fight for him, sa ang kaso po, no? You have to pay kay Nicholas Kaufman handsomely. Handsomely ang fees ni Counsel Nicholas Kaufman. And hindi lang isang lawyer po, dami sila po, no? Ang dami sila. And for the siblings to go there, for the siblings to go to the Netherlands or the Hague, no? It involves huge sum of money. And hindi lang yun po, isang trip, dalawang trip. We don't know how many trips that they have to go. And as I said, it is not that cheap. It is expensive. You see? Medyo malungkot lang ako po dahil I'm also a Filipino. No? I'm also a Filipino. Now, nakita ko po sa social media na mayroon mga supporters ng kalaban ni Tatay Digong o sa mga Duterte po. They are even calling the Marcos administration to frozen the whatever property mayroon si Digong po, no? O si Tatay Digong. Sabi nila, which also I agree, na ito daw bahay ni Tatay Digong po, is a good asset as to be a tourism or a museum, converted into a museum po, no? And maganda nyo para sa, yes, I agree, no? I agree. But, it seems that when they put up this kind of posting sa social media, although it is their own personal opinion, no? They're saying na frost na ang mga properties ni Tatay Digong. Kasi sayang, instead that money, the money of the house, yun na benta po will go to other people, dapat yun po punta sa gobyerno. Po, nakalimutan ba natin po? When Tatay Digong was the president, when Tatay Digong was the president, kayo po na who are criticizing Tatay Digong po, you managed to sleep soundly at night. There was much improvement in comfort when you step down from your house. In terms of sa transportation, in terms po ang military assets natin po, ang equipments ng mga military, nag-upgrade si Tatay Digong po. Ang mga teachers natin po, ang salary nila, ang salary ng mga military, nag-increase dahil kay Tatay Digong. And si Tatay Digong really showed how he loves you. You enjoyed, whether you like it to, you deny it or not, you enjoyed po during the time of Tatay Digong. And now, I cannot blame you if you're not supporter of Tatay Digong. But to the extent of, insulto na yan po. Hindi lang sa akin, hindi lang sa sarili ninyo po. No? Hindi lang sa Pilipinas, hindi lang sa nation natin po. Insulto na yan po, the way you are expressing your emotions and feelings ngayon po against your former president, if I'm not mistaken, kayo po. Kayo po. I don't know. In one way or the other, you supported Tatay Digong po. Maybe not sa balota, but along the way, when Tatay Digong became the president from 2016 hanggang the last day sa 2022 po, don't tell me you did not supported any of his policies. You did not enjoy any changes he made for the good of the Filipinos. Nag-enjoy kayo po. You tasted ang love of Tatay Digong po. Kung galit kayo, okay, galit na kayo. Wala na yung problema. Pero not to the extent of itong klaseng mga salita ninyo po. No? Not to the extent. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But when I saw mga criticism, negative criticism, although it's already negative, I accept it. No? But I'm just looking at it, sabi ko, hindi dapat ganyan po. Pilipino tayo po. Eh, nakakahiya yun po. Mabuti lang kung mga Pilipino lang is reading ang or scanning ang social media ano natin po sa Pilipinas. Iba-ibang parte, iba-ibang klaseng tao po, foreigners, who reads your comments. And I'm sure they will have second thoughts about us. You see? Maganda na nga ang pangalan natin po sa ibang nation po. Kagaya, we Filipinos are good workers, can easily, ano sa ibang nationalidad or nationalities, no? Magandang ano natin, ang reputation po. But itong mga posting ninyo po, sana lang po may konting decency lang po. No? Okay na, kung galit kayo sa mga Dutertes, okay, accepted na yun. Pero not to overdo it. Not to overdo it. Likewise, itong mga supporters din Duterte din, do the same thing. Do the same thing. Think about ang reputation natin in the eyes of other people. Ang mga neighbors natin sa iba-ibang riyon or riyon dito sa mundo po. Think about it. Pwede na yan siguro po. Lahat ang mga grudges, sentimento natin po, dumating ang pagdating ang election, we pour it out sa balota. But to the extent of calling Tatay Digong, all these things, blah, 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 blah. So medyo, sana lang po, I hope and pray lang po. Sana lang po, tama na ito po. Ang dami pa tayong mga problema po. We are trying to solve a lot of problems. Ngayon, mayroon pa tayong mga problema. Diyan po sa Pilipinas. Tomorrow will be the last day of the 19th Congress and we don't know what will happen. Mayroon pa tayong po looking forward ang 20th Congress, no? And magulo pa 'yon po, no? Mga impeachment at tapos mayroon pa yung mga left and right na sabihin natin political issues po na nasisira din ang pangalan ng mga Filipino. So, ingat lang tayo po. For me, sana lang po, mag-ingat lang tayo po. No? When we whack ang politician that we do not agree or we don't like po. No? As what I said, tingnan nyo po ang bahay ni Tatay Digong. I-compare ninyo po ang bahay ng mga mayors ninyo, for example. Mayors ninyo na lang po. We talk about the local scenario po. Punta kayo po sa lugar ninyo. Tingnan niyo po ang bahay ng former or incumbent mayor ninyo po. Tingnan niyo po ang bahay ng former mayor ninyo po. Ngayon na, after being in politics. Tingnan na po ang bahay ng congressman ninyo po. Ngayon, tingnan niyo po ang bahay, ang mga properties ng former congressman ninyo po. I-compare ninyo po sa bahay ni Tatay Digong. Yet you say, you accuse Digong as corrupt president. Ganon ba ang corrupt president? May bahay ba si Tatay Digong? Malaki ba ang bahay ni Tatay Digong? Simple man lang si Tatay Digong. Diba? Kayo na bahala. Think about it. Think about it. I'm not saying you stop criticizing Tatay Digong. You have the right. Freedom of speech tayo po. Pero sana lang po may limitasyon din po. Para at least ang reputation natin as a Filipino, as a Philippines, no? Hindi na masyado will be thwarted or tarnished. Ano lang po. So siguro hanggang dito na lang tayo po sa programa natin Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Hindi na ako magtagal dahil mayroon pa tayong other things to attend, especially I have to pay for these remaining days po. I just want to pay my last respect, be together with a dear friend of mine dito po sa Kota Kinabalu, the late Jimmy Tan po. He is a good friend. We've been together. And definitely, I miss him. And although I miss him, although it pains me to see him go, but I'm happy that now he is safe and sound with our Creator. So with this, Nico Fabian would like to say again, thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. To my son, Marco Fabian, I would like to say happy birthday to you. Happy anniversaries, death anniversary to Nanay Pentojo, and to my sister-in-laws, my brothers-in-laws, mga relatives po. Third year na po si Nanay, wala sa atin. Let's continue to pray so that she will continue to enjoy peace, eternal peace. Eternal peace. And again, I would like to remind, dandan lang tayo po when we open our mouth para at least hindi masisira ang pangalan ng mga Filipino. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all, and I see you in my next episode. Bye.